So you're very welcome to our celebration of Samhain. Um, the Celts always regard this as the new year, at the beginning of the new year. Samhain is the time when we let go of the old and maybe prepare for the new. It's a very, I suppose, it's an interesting time of the year. It's moving into this feminine season when we're invited to go inside and to let go of what has been and to prepare for the year ahead. And maybe the little example I would use for it really is a bit like planting a seed into the earth. You plant a seed into the dark and it gradually gets familiar with its environment, gets used to its new surroundings, if you like, and then it's ready to grow and ready to move forward. So we're not that different ourselves. We've had the year that has been is a time to give thanks, maybe be grateful for what has been and to let it go, and to gradually reorientate ourselves towards the year ahead and to look forward to the time ahead also. We all appreciate this is not an easy time, it's a difficult time. But I think maybe by staying in touch with the seasons, it helps us to ground ourselves more.
The word Samhain comes from a Scots Gaelic word meaning summer's end. We call October the 31st Itahana, or Halloween night. The Celts, in fact, divided their year into two seasons, dark and light. There is particular emphasis amongst them on Halloween night, when the veils between this world and the other world are at their thinnest, so the spirits of the dead can mingle much more easily with the living at this time. Deep insights can pass in a more fluid way to those who are more open to them. In addition to inspiration, beings of wisdom, fun and play, it is thought, can also pass through the portals. Therefore, caution has to be exercised by us mortals at a time like this. Samhain is a night that exists outside of time, so it can be used to view any other point in time. That's its weirdness and its magic. Samhain was the festival that attracted most interest in Irish literature. Being associated with the dead and the other world, many of the supernatural adventures of heroes in early Irish literature are said to have taken place in Samhain. Samhain is the reputed date of the famous Feis at Tara. Tara dates back about 4,000 years, meaning to 2000 BC. The Feis dates back to almost 400 years after the coming of the Gaels. The Feis at Tara was convened every 3 years to establish laws and regulations. It was like a parliament where the nobles and the olives, or learned people of Ireland, sat according to rank to review laws and approve the annals and records of Ireland. Regarding the Feis at Tara, 6 days were spent in feasting, 3 days before and 3 days after Samhain. It was a noted time, of course, for making peace and entering into friendly alliances with each other, righting the wrongs, in other words. We are more than familiar with the games centred around Halloween, involving nuts, apples, barmbracks, rings and masks. Part of our culture connected with Halloween refers to the opening up of entrances to the other world. Our main openings were at Cruachan, Ishnach and Newgrange. Openings also permitted entities to come from the other worlds out to us. This so scared us mortals that we wore masks to disguise ourselves from those beings. For example, the fairies, beings who might want to take and exploit us. We associate masks, of course, with masked ball, masks of drama, wearing of masks to explore other personalities. Masks, when we think of it, have powerful influences: liberation, regression, deceit, and so on. Masks today are of a different type. We have masks of masquerade, masks of pretense, like political masks, religious masks, entrepreneurial masks, masks of allurement in consumerism, masks of allurement into technology, masks of allurement into the must-have culture. But this time round, the masks are being worn much more by the predators. And we are easy prey and vulnerable. We need to reclaim our masks, so to speak. We need to take stock. As John Moriarty, our own philosopher, would say, we need to come home to ourselves.